soul of the city.
What is going on, St. Louis City fans and MLS fanatics? Welcome back to another episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media. Today I am joined by Chris and Mohammed. Today is Tuesday. It's been a few days since I kind of want to call it disappointing. It kind of just was what it was. 0-0 in San Diego for the inaugural San Diego home game. Big expansion team, around 35,000 people in attendance at Snapdragon Stadium. And honestly, taking a point on the road against what was a surprisingly decent San Diego team. Mohammed, what did you think of this match?
Well, I thought the match was pretty boring. I guess as a St. Louis fan, we looked like a Jose Mourinho team away. Like, we're really non-threatening, very great defensively. We didn't do much, which, for the spectator, especially if someone's a neutral, it wasn't a great game, I would say, so far. I thought we would look a bit better offensively this week. We didn't. We looked worse. Questionable decisions. Subbing out Toykart halfway through the game. Pretty interesting. Just to be more defensive. A lot of questions. Probably should be answered throughout the season, though.
Yeah. On that Toykart note, Mo, I think he was capped at 45 minutes. He was always gonna get just that amount of run of play. He wasn't gonna get any more. But I mean, spot on analysis. Like, we generated 0.02 xG throughout the game. We have any shots on target at all?
We had two.
We had total shots of 2. I don't know if they were even on target, but man, boring watch. To compare it to a Jose Mourinho team, yes, but versus it's like a Jose Mourinho weaker side versus like a Madrid. I don't know why it looked so good, dude. they didn't even have Chucky Lozano. He came off in the 30th minute.
Yeah, they were surprisingly well put together, and I did watch their first week game against the Galaxy, and they looked really similar in that game. Really confident in possession. They generated plenty of scoring opportunities for themselves, and they thinking about St. Louis's expansion season versus this expansion season. I'm sure it's like a coaching philosophy thing, but we were just getting our wins based on pure chaos and just high energy, high octane running people down. But this San Diego team is confident with the ball at their feet and looks like a team that's pretty well seasoned. So I was definitely impressed by their performance in this one. Yeah, Chucky Lozano subbing off in the 15th or the 10th minute, super early on. And that's their.
That was earlier or later.
That's their superstar number one guy, designated player. So it really stinks for them. I really didn't feel like he was having too much of an impact for the 15 minutes he played, but in a 90-minute game, he was sure to get more opportunities than that. Anything else before we dive into the lineup here, gentlemen?
I wanted to say one more thing. How Chris said, Torker was, I guess, he was capped at 45, but at the same time we brought in Durkin and so that was a very interesting move, I would say, in general. Maybe we just brought in another 6. It was just very interesting.
Yeah, and and he was also playing pretty high up the pitch as well. He wasn't playing in his traditional 6 type role. I was reading online that people felt like the reason that was our midfield was just getting absolutely fucking shit stomped, and we just had 0 possession in the midfield, and it sounded like some people on the internet's opinion was that the Durkin sub was done to try to create some more balance in the midfield and give us more possession there, because otherwise we really weren't getting anything done on that front. So yeah, we're going to try something new here. I'm going to pull up SofaScore for you folks at home. Hopefully you can see it. lineup wise, we did see a few changes between our first week and this one. Toychert coming on for the birthday boy Joao Klaus. Klaus doubters are in absolute shambles after this performance, I'm not going to lie. And we see Conrad Valum come in for for Yarrow technically, and Giannis Horn slots into left center back. Those were the only two changes from match week 1 against Colorado. I feel like Valum makes the most sense. I think we are going to be seeing tons of time out of him this season.
Yeah, I think he's locked on for the rest of the season, like as a starter. He gets subbed in the... What minute did he get subbed out? 79th, but that's probably just like fitness coming back from Europe and stuff. But I don't know. I liked him. I thought overall there's like positives to take out of this game. Like our defensive shape is clearly locked in. They have an idea of an identity of what they want to do defensively, but man, we could not get the ball to save our life. They had 72% possession. Like it was honestly a boring watch as a City game or as a City fan, because it's like I want to see our own players. I want to see the new players on the ball. I want to get a chance to have more possession. That Olof has kind of said that he wants to control the game more, and I don't know if we controlled that game at all. That it was just tough to watch. But I'm glad we didn't concede. That's a positive.
Yeah, the defense, for one of the first times, I think, as a St. Louis City fan, it really felt like San Diego were never going to score. Like, I felt super confident in our defense to keep the clean sheet, and I was hopeful that, it would be a 90-plus minute, St. Louis go ahead on some kind of crazy counterattack. But I never felt like after the second half started that we were going to lose the game. They couldn't even come up with one whole XG themselves. We really squandered a lot of their good chances. It was an impressive defensive performance, no doubt. Henry Kessler, I think we talked about it briefly on last episode, but man, what an upgrade over Tim Parker. Like, that guy seems so confident playing in the center of the park. Like, he looks so good.
I would say, other than an upgrade as a player, he was younger and we got more out of it. Like, Tim Parker, I'm pretty sure he left to wherever we traded them to. He had 1 year left on his contract as well. So, nice masterclass by Lutz, making most out of a situation, getting a great player. Honestly, he was our best. So far, he's been our best player this year. A lot of the defensive, also playing with 3 center backs does help a lot, and some wing backs. But yeah, we need to do more. It just seems we don't have a set lineup, especially in our midfield and attacking options. It seems, and we got to find something that works. I don't know if we're going to be a counterattacking team, but it seems like it. But it seems like we're also not good at it. Like, we just don't have, like, I was watching the game and I was like, every time we went on counterattack, we just didn't have that pace. Like, someone just, ripped someone to shreds down the wing. We just didn't have that pace that we needed to. So it'd be very interesting to see what we're going to do.
What did you guys think of, and obviously Sofa scores got him at a 7.0. What did you guys think of Leuven's performance in this game?
I felt like the whole midfield is kind of at fault. Like, I don't know if I can really single out Leuven. Like, we just could not string together like 3 passes. It felt like level impossible to do that. And I don't know if it's because Watts is playing midfield with him. Watts actually turned out a little bit favorable in the FOMOB scoring, but SofaScore has Leuven as a 7. I just felt like the whole midfield was kind of poor. Like, they couldn't retain possession. No passes were strung together. There was no progressive play. It was and then immediately we would turn the ball over and they'd be attacking us again, and everybody would have to defend. So it's what did you think, Riley? I can't really say that he was amazing. I
Yeah,
thought all of
dude,
the midfield was
I
bad.
think if I had one word to describe his performance, it was scared. He really did not want to take any chances. He went 3 for 4 on long balls, but like he really struggled, I think, to link up. And I wonder if it, like you were saying, has something to do with Akil Watts. Maybe the chemistry still isn't really there in the midfield because he's kind of new in that role. But yeah, he was unwilling to take any risks, find anybody inside. It felt like the goal was always to reset and go back to Berkey, go back to Kessler, like just reset, reload. And in the wise words of Jamie Frisello, never reload the gun. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just can't.
That's all we did.
Sometimes you just can't reload the gun. And yeah, I was disappointed in Leuven. I was also really disappointed in Hartel in this game.
Yeah.
My biggest gripe with him in this one was every single pass that was hit his way, he went for some flashy, fancy touch. Every single pass. If you go back and watch him, especially in the second half, like he's doing flicks on every single ball that's hit his way. And like I can appreciate, pulling something off fancy, and when it works, and it looks really nice. But sometimes, man, you just have to receive the ball, take a touch before you try to go ahead. I was really surprised, and yeah, it wasn't really his night either. He did have one really great threaded pass, but yeah, some of his interplay I thought was weird.
Yeah, just to give you like a data point to highlight that, like the whole midfield not being able to connect passes. Hartel 68% passing, Akil Watts 62% passing, Leuven 87% passing. So I don't know, maybe the numbers show a little bit more favor to Leuven's game that you didn't quite see just through the eye test. But I agree.
Also,
Hartel was not impressive. Also, if you look at Leuven's heat map, he's like way back. He's basically playing a fourth center back role at this point. And then Hartel was kind of just trying to string it
check
together,
this out.
make it happen.
Look at this great graphical quality we have here when we're doing podcasts online. I can just click just click on it. I see exactly what you're saying. And I think this heat map is indicative of how he wanted to play and how he was constantly just resetting backwards. So I think that
second game in a row that's happened. You can look at his heat map last game, and it was the exact same thing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, Muhammad, were you saying something?
Let's say I wouldn't take passing, like 87 or whatever, like as a thing, because like Jordan Henderson used to have 90% passing, but used to pass it back a lot.
Right.
So there's a lot of that. Also, I think our midfield just doesn't work. I don't think Watts should be playing as a 6. I think people got to stop doing that in general in the world of football. You need to stop putting right backs as 6, hoping they can play there. With multiple examples like Trent, you're not the same. There's a lot of space behind you that you're not used to. You're not comfortable on the ball. You can't pass as well. It's in tighter spaces. So I think next week or this upcoming week, Watts will probably be dropped, and we'll see Dirk and Leuven Hartel midfield.
I could definitely see that.
It plays at both of Leuven and Hartel's strength. They shouldn't be dropping back as much. They should be more focused on the offense rather than playing a fourth center back or 2 6s. We don't need to play 2 6s if we have, a back 5. We should just, focus on what makes people good and help them with that.
I think, Akil Watts did come out and say after the Colorado game, he was talking about how he actually feels more comfortable and more confident playing in the center of the field. And in this game, I felt like there was moments where he looked impressive and won some tackles and, had some passes come off. But, yeah, there was also moments where he did look uncomfortable, and there was no interplay between the midfielders because he's still not up to par with the rest of them. Yeah, I could definitely see Durkin coming in against the Galaxy this weekend.
I don't really get that too. Like, start Durkin and kind of working Watson
he was on a minutes limit as well.
as well.
Yeah.
He was coming back from injury, so there was like a set amount of minutes he was going to play anyway. But I agree, if he's fit after this week, he's probably going to start. I don't know. I kind of feel like I don't want to make it too negative on this team. Like, San Diego clearly is like a solid squad, and they have attacking potential, and they have good shape. I think it's early in the season. I'm going to give them, like, I'd rather have our team understand how to defend properly and fully, like, understand that and integrate that into their game, and then add the attacking components as it goes along. Is the most entertaining football to watch now, early in the season? No. But I have faith, though, that that Olof and the rest of the training staff is going to get these boys in shape when it comes to the offense. But because otherwise I can't watch a whole season of this. There just ain't no way. I need some high flying action.
Yeah, no shot. I think and I'm glad that you brought that up. I think if we would have won the first week, there would be less doubt cast on this game. Because if we win at home against that Dogwater Colorado team, like, getting this point on the road feels a lot better. I think it's just 2 0-0 draws. You're like, man, what the fuck is going on?
It's also early in the season, and there's a lot of overreaction.
And I think,
go ahead. Yeah, sorry. Like last game, we should have probably lost. Oh, I mean, won. In this game, we should have probably lost. So it's like, I guess you get points, but I'd rather have a win and a loss. Honestly, more points regardless. You get 3 points rather than 2. But yeah, I feel like we might just have a striker problem. That a lot of people, I think the fan base is conflicted with all our strikers. It seems it's just not really, like, anywhere I go, it seems like we need someone else up top.
Well,
is it a striker problem though, or is it more of like an offensive identity problem
right
now? Like, I don't think they know the scheme yet. Like, you either pack in and then you play counterattacking football, or you have a lot of possession and you whip balls into the middle and you have a lot of chances, kind of like we had in that Colorado game. Like, I loved how our team looked, minus the end product in that Colorado game. But then, like, this game, what could have given us 3 points is if they had more of a counterattacking mentality, and that was, like, fleshed out. I don't know if that was told to them, but it didn't look like they had that going.
I would agree if, like, with what you said, if one of our strikers didn't have an XG over 1 in the last game. Like, I think Simon had a 1.17.
Yeah,
like, he
should have one chance.
Yeah, he should have scored.
Unlucky. That was unlucky.
Yeah, it's unlucky, but it's still also very early in the season. But
yeah,
we gotta score a goal, at least a goal, just one. We can't go into next week not scoring anything. Even if we lose, we have to score next week. I think that should be our main priority.
I agree with you, and I'm glad that you guys brought up strikers, because that was the last batch of players that we really needed to talk about. I think one big issue is I don't think Toychert and Betcher are a good strike force combination. I don't think that they have complementing characteristics of each other. Betcher's absolutely a get in behind, run like hell to track anything down. And Toychert doesn't really have a whole lot of pace. He kind of does look to play off of people more often. And when your midfield also isn't supplying any of that, he was alone out there. I think he had 2 touches in the first half, which is like a crazy statistic. He spent 45 minutes and he only touched the ball twice. I just don't think the strike force works. And I think in the first half especially, I really missed Klaus being out there.
Yeah, Klaus would have dropped back during that whole situation, and he did when he came in, right? But then there was nobody up top at all. So I it's tough to say. I think that the offense has to be worked out on the training pitch. And if they find themselves in a game like this again, which I imagine they will, then everybody needs to be on the same page, especially those wing backs like Conrad Wallum and Totland. I want to see them operating as like wide wingers. I know that feels like a lot to ask out of an MLS wingback, but like if you're gonna play this style, then you need to play this style. Like there's not really an excuse.
Hey, Conrad Vollum is from a Champions League team, Slavia Prague, so shit. He absolutely should have the capability to be able to do it. I don't think we're asking too much because I think.
And if you watch his highlight tape, man, it's nice.
It
He's
is
up
nice.
there. He's like playing left wing basically.
I think
game just didn't allow for it.
Yeah, no, and I think we did see glimpses of it in this game. But the wingbacks just truly were not involved offensively in this one, like at all. But I think there will be potential this weekend against the Galaxy. What did you guys think of Giannis Horn? Obviously, last week we saw him in the wingback role. This week he slots into a more center back position. I give him 2 thumbs up, and I think he looks a lot more confident and comfortable there.
I agree. I
agree.
He should just be a center back. Just stay back there.
And I think
he was always slated to be that, but they just had to piece it together in that first game because Conrad Vollum wasn't fully fit. So, but he looks right at home next to Kessler. I guess the real question mark, Riley, is like, who is going to lock down that right center back role? And what did you think of Hebert? Did he look solid to you?
Dude, Hebert is an absolute defensive fucking unit. That guy will throw his life on the line for any challenge. I think the issue that he's going to run into very quickly is if we're going to play this possession style approach, all 3 of those center backs absolutely have to be good with their feet. And I think that's Kyle Hebert's number 1 drawback is that he cannot play with the ball at his feet. So
see, I kind of like him more than Yarrow. I don't know why. Like, it just eye test. Like, I feel more comfortable with Hebert on the ball than Yarrow.
I'd agree with that. I think I would agree with that. I just think, like, if we're going to be recycling balls and, like, if Berkey has to rely on playing it to one of the outside center backs to, like, break us out of our own defensive third, unless Kyle Hebert can make some magic happen and, gain some he just looks scared whenever he's being pressed down, and I'm scared watching the game. I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucking freaking out right now. So we haven't seen Baumgartel or Nielsen either. Nielsen, I read, is not going to be available yet again this weekend. I think Baumgartel trained with the team today, so his potential for starting is looking a little more likely, which is good. But, I think it's not the end of the world if Kyle Hebert plays another game.
Yeah. I think I don't trust anybody in the back with the ball on their feet. Even Berkey, really. It's kind of sketchy. But it's working out so far.
I don't know,
That's
dude.
Just the MLS.
I feel comfortable with Berkey. I think Berkey has a great idea of when he needs to just boot it versus when he can actually play from the back. I trust his feet, and I trust Kessler's feet very well. Kessler had a really great, he slid past somebody and took a touch forward in this game that I remember, I think in the first half, that I was like, yep, he's got it. We're good. Give him the ball whenever.
What I like about this team is one thing, though. I have to give him props. I think, first, we got to sneak into the playoffs, which won't be too difficult. If we win games instead of tying everyone. I think this team playing away could be very, very nasty to play against.
Yes.
And
we saw it in that last game right there.
It could be a very nasty team to go away and not concede, come back. I know. Isn't MLS rules during the MLS Cup? It goes to penalties, or or am I tweaking?
In playoffs,
Yeah.
I guess.
Just hit a quick Google search.
I mean, yeah. It's just so weird because it's a best of 3 in the. I mean, if it's the best of 3, yeah. If it's 1-1, that last game would go to penalties.
So it could be a really nasty and just rely on penalties and see what happens every single time.
I think
It'll be an interesting year.
I'm feeling. I mean, I guess we need to take a better look around the league, especially now that. I mean, Kansas City's still bad, which is always a plus. But, like, the Earthquakes are a ton better than they were last year. So there's going to be some reshuffling for sure. I guess, yeah, I don't know how I feel just yet if we're going to sneak into the playoffs or if we're going to comfortably make it in. I think it's still too early to tell. But yeah, playing on the road,
in there.
We had so much fucking confidence in this game to, like, see it out. And, dude, like, we were going to protect this 0 goals for San Diego for the entire game. I think in the second half there was one point where we did have 11 people in the 18 just, like, defending with their fucking lives.
A tough team to play.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, if we could figure out how to be scrappy on a counterattack or just, like, have one of our strikers start going off, then that's a major problem for the league.
No doubt.
So what's the solution, Mo? What do you start? Who do you start next game?
Dude, you bench Simon. The little boy got to stay on the bench. Yeah, he just doesn't suit well in a 2-striker system. It seems. I feel like Klaus. That's his bread and butter, because he loves picking up the ball and going up and feeding someone. I don't know. He's not really a striker in my head. He's more of like, that Bobby Firmino type of player that's like, I'd rather pass the ball. Then if I get an opportunity, I'll shoot. But I'd rather carry this shit up in here. Like, he's not like a target man, which I don't know if Toyker is either, really. But maybe we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think
just gotta wait.
Klaus and
the
Toykert
pairing should be Toykert and Klaus.
Yeah,
I think so too.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think it's our strongest. It's our most seasoned. It's probably our strongest strike force. I would agree. We did see Celio Pompeo for 7 minutes. Somebody in the group chat said that he looked like a velociraptor. What'd y'all think about that?
Yeah, pretty accurate. New hair.
The haircut is crazy. Hair coupled with the brightest veneers you've ever seen in your whole life.
What do you think about Celio as second striker card? We haven't really seen him play like striker. We always see him out on the wing. Like, how would you feel about that if that was the lineup that came out? And you had Hartel in the middle, and then Klaus, Celio, a little Brazilian duo up top.
I think I would be.
I like it.
I think I'd be sick to my stomach. I think Celio.
Why, dude?
Dude, I think Celio just needs to operate on that wing. I think he needs to just take somebody on 1v1, and then either play a pass or take a shot. And I think playing that second striker, I just don't know if it suits him. I mean, like, I'm the biggest Celio supporter of all time, but like, man, this formation is just not suited for him.
I think we can't put him in a box. He's such a talented player that is he better one-on-one? Yeah, but you can have one-on-one situations in the middle of the park sometimes. Like, if you get in behind, I don't know. I would like to see it. If the offense isn't cooking and we need to change it up, like, let's try that.
Why not? Yeah. It also depends on our wing back. How can he play off of Celio if he's that second striker? You got to isolate the right back so he can go one-on-one with the center back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta make things happen. It seems.
Yeah, and I
don't know. I think it's an interesting season. It's gonna be an interesting season. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of draws, guys. Going forward.
I would agree.
I feel like that's gonna be the thing.
No, come
Clearly
on,
the
dude.
mentality is not to let up any goals.
We did that last year. Nice. I can't do it again, man. I think I saw
last year we lost like almost every
well,
game.
the
bro.
start of the
Last year
season
the
was
defense
draw.
didn't look as nice.
That's true, but last season was also just fucking draw after draw after draw. We got so many draws last year. I think for the first like 10 weeks, I think there was like 7 draws or something like that. We had a crazy draw rate.
Yeah, we had 13 draws.
I
and
think
13
I think
losses.
we are just too spoiled by that expansion year season. I think that's really tainted our vision because I don't want to see anything else other than us just like running through motherfuckers all the time. I just like I can't handle the draws, man. I want to see us spank people.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing that'll unleash this team is having Leuven not play so deep. He, like the past 2 games, he's played extremely deep. I think he needs to just kind of trust his defense to take care of business. He needs to trust whoever's playing in that 6th position next to him to take care of business. And because Hartel, we said it at the beginning of this podcast, he looked really poor. But I also don't even blame him because he had nobody with him.
Yeah.
Like he would receive a ball in like with 2 defenders on his back immediately. Like he didn't, and you were saying like, oh, he's doing all these flicks. Yeah, he was. Like he probably could have kept it not as flashy, but it almost felt like he had to do something spectacular in order to like get the ball moving forward or to his other attempt to get it to his other.
That's a good
forwards.
point. Yeah, that's a good
So
point.
if you give Leuven a little bit more freedom to move up the pitch, which I don't know if that's a tactical like Olof thing or if that's a Leuven thing, where he's like not trusting his back line to take care of business. I think it's worth the gamble. Now in that game, probably wasn't worth the gamble. You probably just go for the draw and you sit deep and you try to grind it out. But moving forward, like I want to get our first win, and I think it comes from Leuven playing further up the pitch. He probably feels more comfortable doing that if we have more possession. So there's like all these things have to fall in line, but that's the key to the game for me whenever we talk about LA Galaxy coming up.
Yeah, and I wonder if because we didn't really see it that much in this game. I feel like in the first game, and I feel like I want to fact check myself here, but in the first game, Leuven was still pretty deep. I think the biggest difference was that the wingbacks were so much more involved that like Klaus could, play as a midfielder with Hartel there, and then Betcher was the out and out striker. That's how he was farming so many XG. Let me just.
Maybe that was honestly. You're right, Riley. You arrive at the same conclusion if you have Klaus dropping deep to support Hartel, and then you have wingbacks like making offensive runs and getting in dangerous territories. You get to the same conclusion as if you had Leuven pushing up from the back to support Hartel.
I would say this heat map looks similar.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
Yeah,
he's back.
So yeah, I don't know. I think those wingbacks are going to be super important this season, and I think I am still excited. I think we will score. We're undoubtedly scoring our first goal against Galaxy this weekend.
So.
Who's gonna get it? Who do you think scores the first goal?
It's gonna be a center back. It's gonna be Kessler. Watch it happen.
It probably should be Kessler to keep the tradition of our main man center back scoring the first goal of the season. I think that'd be beautiful.
A header.
Just for the outlook,
header.
the outlook for the rest of the season, I hope it's not a center back. I hope it's like one of our out and out offensive playmakers. Like I hope Hartel gets it. I hope Toiker gets it. I hope Klaus gets it, dude. I want Klaus to become the guy that we saw in that inaugural season. I don't know. It's not looking good right now, but what is it? I saw a stat where he has like 5 goals in his last 32, I want to say. You can fact check that one, but that's, I mean, for a striker, man, like
it's rough work, bro, but sometimes in life it happens. Some strikers have off seasons. It's okay to have
comeback season this year.
Yeah,
surely.
like Isak before going to Newcastle, he had 7 goals, I think, before making his move in the league.
And look at him now.
He wasn't doing great. You gotta trust your manager, build some confidence, and start bagging in some goals. But if he doesn't do it this year,
yeah, he's done.
We're sending you a one-way trip to Brazil, and I'll personally go and fly to England, go to a little town called Norwich, and bring back my best friend with me.
Yes, sir.
Josh Sargent.
Josh Sargent.
Huge.
I think he would eat in the MLS. I mean, he's tearing up the championship right now. So he would crush in St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably a little too pricey though for us.
According
20
to
million.
Opta says
That's a
that
lot.
the MLS is only one tier above the championship in terms of league rankings. So I mean, shit. This is the next logical step for him. Maybe
They put
is the
MLS above championship.
Yes.
They put MLS above a lot of leagues that shouldn't have been above.
That feels wrong, honestly. I think championship might be clear.
Look, I'm not here to
Not
debate.
my-
I'm not
not
going to
my
debate
beat.
that today. Listen, we're not debating
Yeah.
that today. Yeah, I think one interesting thing that I saw, people were really looking at, and this is just before we take a look at the LA Galaxy game. People were really talking about Bradley Carnell's results. He's seen 2 4-goal wins with Philadelphia to start his season. And, you know, I don't feel a whole lot of remorse about the move. I still am ready to stand by the club's decision. It probably was time at that moment. And, you know, at this point, Carnell is kind of an MLS seasoned vet. And our new head coach has never even played in America before. He's never really been to America before. So I think people who are quick to, you know, have seller's remorse, I guess, on Bradley Carnell, I think just need to simply consider that this guy is brand spanking new to the league, and it'll take some time to iron out.
Also, it's not even that. He plays for the Philadelphia Union. Like, they have one of the best academies in America. They're like a very established team. Like, it's not like he went to, what's it called, like KC or Chicago, or like some bum team. And like, oh, they made him better. He went to an established team that I think last year had an off year, and
I think they still made the playoffs, I believe.
I think Olof has a much higher ceiling than Bradley Carnell. And then if you look at our players, like I think our players have so much more talent than the squad that Bradley Carnell was dealing with. I think that Olof will get more out of this talented squad than Carnell ever could. No, I mean, good for him. He's off to a flying start, but it's 2 games into the season. You know how MLS is. Parity league. Philadelphia could easily be mid-table in 2 games. Like, it could easily happen.
Yeah.
Philadelphia went last year. They finished in total in MLS, just in record-wise, 23rd. They had the same amount of points as us, right? But they're the only team who finished bottom with a plus goal difference. And the year before, they finished 5th. Like, so I think like I said, last year was just an off year for them. Like, they're just conceding too much goals to make the thing. It's still a good team. It's always been a good team. So I'm not going to give them credit. I just can't do it. If I give them credit, it means we lost. That's it.
Yeah, it's true. And we can't be losers here in St. Louis. It's simple.
Yeah, pretty simple. There's only winners and losers. And guess what? We'll see them in the final. That'll be poetic, won't it?
We'll see him March 23rd. 21st?
Yeah, I think so.
We'll play him here in a few weeks. That'll be one of my more exciting matches of this season, I think. Is the redemption, the revenge arc potentially for Bradley Carnell. LA Galaxy, not the same championship team from last season. They've started the season 0-2, lost to San Diego, and lost to, who did they play last week?
The Whitecaps.
The
the Whitecaps.
Yeah. They lost in the 87th minute.
Yeah.
They just are a depleted team. No Ricky Puig, no Joseph Paintsel. Their attacking threat is just simply not there. Christian Ramirez, who was signed from the Columbus Crew, simply has not. He didn't start against the Whitecaps. He started against San Diego, and that didn't turn out very well for the Galaxy. I, for one, think that this is 3 points for the taking on the road.
I feel like it'll be disappointing if we don't. They also play tomorrow in the Champions League. So we're gonna play a team that's gonna be tired. It's not gonna be like a fresh leg team. So we should not lose at least, if anything. But I want to see all 3 points. I want to see some goals. I think it's gonna end 2-1 probably, most likely. But I hope I see something.
I think we're keeping another clean sheet. LA Galaxy has yet to achieve over 1 xG in their past 2 games. The last game, I think they had like maybe 0.5 total. So I think that this is another clean sheet for the taking. It's just a matter of like who can unlock this offense. So I'm gonna go 1-0 win, just because I don't know if I have a ton of faith that our team can score right now, but
I hate
maybe
to
one little
steal.
scrappy goal.
I hate to steal predictions, but I feel like this is a 1-0 game as well. I feel like center back corner goal, 85th minute. Just bring it on home. Bring all 3 points home. I'm excited though. It'll be a fun watch, I think.
It'll be a good time. I think, yeah. LA just not the same team, it seems. It seems we're going to be tired. We're going to be better. We really need a win, so.
Yeah,
They're
this is a
just
must-win-
absolutely drained.
must-win game.
I'm bringing it back to just our faces now that we've done
Okay.
some good analysis.
But also, they also really need a win. So, they're going to be desperate, to do something.
Yeah, we'll definitely need to pay attention to this game here tomorrow and see who's starting for the Galaxy.
Yeah. Also, the Galaxy can't lose 2 home games. Can't be doing that type of stuff.
Why not?
Can't have someone come all the way from the Midwest and beat you, bro. You at home. You got to do something.
I was looking at this Galaxy, like the head-to-head, and it said that the Galaxy had beaten us, but
I think preseason. I think it's all preseason.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
In our history, I think there's 3 draws and then we've won once.
Yep.
So that's the head to head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
typically, man, it's a draw. It's like a high scoring draw.
Well, last season, I don't know if you remember the away game that we
3-3.
played 3-3, and Adeniran was taken down on a counterattack. He was like solo. And I think was it not Fagundes? What's his name? I can't remember the center back's name, but totally took him out. Red card challenge, and we know that Big Sam would have put that away. That was a crazy ass game. We're gonna fucking dub it out. Huh?
I think I know what center back you're talking about.
Yeah, he's got
a Japanese one.
Nah, he's got a Hispanic last name.
Ah, that was a Japanese one.
Not my Yoshida.
No, it's not Yoshida. Yeah.
No, Yoshida will probably play against us this weekend. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, and he's gonna get bummed on this weekend.
Yeah, he's gonna get dunked on by Joao.
Actually, I want to
Kraus.
change my prediction.
All right, go ahead.
3-0.
Damn.
I don't know. Now I'm feeling that, bro.
You were getting unlocked this
what
weekend.
Makes you change? What makes you change your mind there? What makes you have so much faith in the offense away?
It's like when Steph Curry goes back-to-back games shooting like dog shit. The next one he's coming.
Who's Steph Curry in this analogy?
Our team.
The whole team is Steph Curry.
Yeah, we're not scoring. We're just not doing what we need to do.
All right, I'm gonna say it's gonna be 1-0. It's gonna be Joao Klaus on the scoreline, and we're gonna get rolling. That's where it's gonna all start.
I'm excited. I want to see us be able to just in that first season we'd score a goal in 5 minutes, and that would unlock everything. Like that would totally shit on the opposing team's confidence. I guess it was mostly at home, but man, I don't know if we're ever gonna see that again. But I hope that we do.
No, we will.
Kessler scoring. Kessler scoring. I don't know. I'm telling you, bro. He is scoring this. I'm gonna put a bet. First time goal scorer too. He's scoring.
Lock it
I don't know
in,
why.
Lock
I have
it
a
in.
weird sensation that he's gonna just score a goal. I'm just feeling it.
All right, we're at about 44 minutes here. You guys feeling good? Anything else you want to get off your chest before we I mean, we could talk culture here for a minute. We could talk about San Diego and their homophobic chanting. We could also talk about the jerseys. We still never really talked about that. I don't know. We could save it for another episode.
My thoughts are they sucked.
The
homophobia or the jerseys? I mean, I guess
the jersey. Wait, what?
the homophobic chants in San Diego.
All of the above.
Okay,
yeah,
there
it
you
was
go.
all shit.
Nice.
Imagine going like first game at home and just putting a beach towel as your tifo. Like, dude.
Oh my god, that was
like,
that was so weak, dude.
so
First game
ugly.
at home, and the best they could come up with was that ratty ass little laundry.
We
it's like
are
a white
San
beater.
Diego.
What was that thing?
I feel like California is more creative than that, man.
Trash. San Diego needs to step it up, man.
San Diego really does feel like the super corporatized expansion team. Like I don't know what they're. It just doesn't feel very authentic. Like you guys saw the pre-match the flow thing that they did, where it's like it's like a big ball that what's the Padres third baseman shortstop?
Oh, Machado or Tatis?
Yeah, Machado. He's a part owner of San Diego. He came out and delivered this it was basically like they wrapped the San Diego crest in this like ball that was glowing, and they're like, this is the new tradition for San Diego FC. It's called the Flow, and it's like, what the fuck? Like you just made that up. You just made that shit up right now. I thought it was so fucking weird.
It's okay. In 4 years, they're gonna be in LA. It's really not. Not gonna be surprised, dude.
That's what we need, a third LA team.
It happens all the time. San Diego loses all their teams.
Dude,
slowly but surely.
Padres fans are like San Diego fans were pissed at the Padres because the Padres didn't tweet anything, and like Manny Machado is a owner of the new club, and they didn't say anything about the first
No
game.
culture.
That's on Manny Machado. If
Probably.
you own part of a team, you should probably be telling the team you play for to start plugging
Say
them,
something.
But
Yeah, but like the Cardinals did that for us and the Blues, and no one's a part owner. Like you want to have a sports culture in your city.
I don't know.
guess.
I did have some beef with the Cardinals for sending Arenado and Helsley and the boys down to Miami for a photo op. That one really did fucking get under my skin. But I digress.
Yeah,
on
but
that.
it is messy. So
Yeah, that's true. You can't.
And
be
that's
that
why they
upset
had
about
a terrible season. You got to be loyal.
It's true. There's only one soccer team that they can represent. You're telling me Messi's bigger than Joao Klaus? Come on, man. Not in St. Louis, he's not.
I don't know about that. Dude, if we go, okay, how many? This is a little brain teaser for you. How many more games do we have to go without a Joao Klaus goal before you guys are ready to completely cut ties?
10.
10 games?
He's
That's a long leash, brother.
He's got time, man.
Because if you look at the games, like even last year, he didn't start that many, and like now he's not even starting like a lot of these games. Like he's like they're rotating a lot, like 'cause it's hard to make an impact.
And if he's like creating goals but not scoring them, not finishing them, that definitely earns him more leeway and more leash.
Yeah.
I feel like if he starts missing like goals,
Yeah.
it's not about scoring. It's about how like if he's missing sitters, he's missing making bad decisions, then we can talk about him. But like I feel like goals, it's so hard to score goals, and if you're never in that position, you're never gonna score. It's like a team thing. So, but if he's like doing some Darwin Nunez stuff and missing like one-on-ones with the goalkeeper, and missing sitters, then we can have a real discussion about it. But until then, we don't have anybody better. So, not much we can do about it.
Nothing we can do.
I'm about to start scouting on Football Manager.
Bro, we already know who. Dude, Muhammad already
Josh
said
Sargent,
it, man. Josh
man.
Sargent's coming, bro.
Dude, 20 million, there's no way we shell that out.
Carolyn
That's just
Kindle,
not
open
happening.
up that checkbook, girl. Come on now.
They got 5 billionaires own the team. Hey, just say.
That's true.
Take a loan out against your stock real quick. Free money, baby.
You would get in, like, I know towards the end of last season, they were saying that every single game was still sold out, but there was not butts in seats for those games. You fucking get Josh Sargent here, there will be a butt in every damn seat for the remainder of the year. It does not matter.
And you have a player who's so fired up to play for his city.
Oh my
it's
God,
gonna be. I mean, it'd just be electric.
The
like,
fact that he's
that
already
first goal.
The fact that he's already been here, he's already like sat with Lutz, like talked with Lutz. But he knows what's up. We just need to be able to bring the capital forward to say.
I need his price tag to come down. I don't think he's worth $20 million. I'll say that right now. He's not a $20 million striker.
He's looking pretty fucking good, man.
I feel like he is a $20 million striker.
I think he is too.
Nah.
Dude, these players go for ridiculous amounts nowadays. So it's like,
it's true.
20 million is kind of pocket change.
Norwich are definitely banking on that.
Where's Norwich
too.
sitting in the table right now?
And they're not top 3 or anything like that. But
I was about to say, like, I think everybody's high on him because he's cooking championship level players.
yeah, this is the MLS. We're not. He's not like.
Yeah, bro.
20 million, bro. Like 20 million is too much.
But
for
see,
Josh
the
Sargent.
problem is that somebody else in MLS will pay that. Like Cincinnati will pay that. There are teams that would be willing to pay that, and it's like.
All I know is, let's not make the city. Don't make the same mistake the St. Louis Blues made. They had a chance to bring Matthew Tkachuk, and they said no. Don't do that.
Don't
Bring-
do that.
Bring your star boys back home.
What
Now the Blues have another chance too. Bring in his brother. Bring St. Louis back to St. Louis.
David Eckstein went
cares
to
more?
Lafayette High School, didn't he? Or am I thinking of David Freese?
You're talking about David Freese.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. That's what happens when you bring great St. Louis. I mean, Lafayette High School is not really quite St. Louis, but St. Louis area,
close
you
enough.
know. David
like, if you
Freese
have
can
a,
claim St. Louis
a-
any day of the week. Same with Josh Sargent. He can. I know he's from St. Chuck, but like he could say he's from St. Louis. I don't give a fuck. It's cool with me.
He has 11 goals and 5 assists in 22 games.
Bring him home for a responsible 10 million.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, Norwich will not.
That's
let him
literally
go.
not gonna happen.
20 just feels wrong to me, but I don't know.
You better know some people in places of power at Norwich, and you better be ready to put that mouth to work, Chris.
If
Whoa,
Norwich,
you're talking about my
bottom-
linguistic skills, right?
Yes.
My ability to change an outcome just by talking.
Right.
Right. Exactly. All right. You guys got anything else? I feel like this pod
think that's
hit
probably
the end of
it.
the
Took
road.
a turn.
Yeah.
We're a turn.
Yeah.
It's taking a turn. Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for joining us. We will be back later next week for LA Galaxy post game. Thank you guys for tapping in, and we will see you next time. Peace out.
Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thank you for watching.